We're in a time where sci-fi fandom is really like in its death throes, where you see events like Worldcon not drawing what they used to, and it's kind of sad to watch. But in the midst of this, there's people coming up, and there are big things happening that not a lot of people know it gets this big. And I discovered Christopher Ruoccio's The Sun Eater last year. And actually, I started reading it at the recommendation of a friend and was blown away by it. Great stuff. This is really fun science fiction. It's pretty dark. It's not my usual. I'm usually a much lighthearted sort of reader myself, but I really enjoyed this deep characterization that just made this a lot of fun. And I am still not finished with the series all the way up to. I'm trying to catch up before the new book comes out, but they're long. They're very long books. So don't spoil things for me, please, in the comments. I'd appreciate it if you have read it. But I didn't know it got this big. I didn't, and this actually, I've had I guess a run-in with Christopher Ruocchio in the past where I guess I made a huge mistake. In retrospect, I think he might have been mad at me for years, but I don't know. Anytime I've interacted with him recently, he's been a very nice person. But I'll get into that as well because it's a pretty funny personal story where you're going to be like, John, you're such an idiot. And yes. That happens sometimes. So please hit the like and subscribe button as we talk about all things in science fiction and fantasy. This is your real science fiction news, my friends. I really appreciate you guys being here. And of course, as we are really progressing into sci-fi and changing the culture one step at a time as we talk about just a lot of different things. Yeah, you might have noticed I'm doing a little bit more positive videos lately. I want to kind of change the culture, and that's been one thing that I've been on. And while we can react to a lot of things that are going on, I think we have to. I also want to talk about things that are cool that are going on, and I hope that you'll be along for that journey as well. I'm a sci-fi writer myself, and if you like space opera, military science fiction, and the like, this is my Arroz War. It's a trilogy right now, and I'm actually building a new series out of this. It's going to be a space exploration series. That's kind of my response to modern-day Star Trek because I've been a huge Star Trek fan forever. And I like that, like human optimism, strange new worlds, and the like. It starts with this like epic war right here in this trilogy. And I hope you'll get this. It's got some good characterization of lots of different characters. It's not just a single perspective like the Sun Eater is. It's very different. So definitely get into that. And it's available on ebook, print, and audio. And I appreciate you guys for being here and reading. And grab the whole trilogy. It really builds up nicely. And you'll want to check out my new stuff. If you get on my newsletter, you can find things there. And I'm on Christopher Ruoccio's newsletter. What a good transition that is, right? And so I've been getting updates on this ever since I first discovered his Sun Eater books and started enjoying them. I was reading them, and I've known they're very, very popular, and I've known that they're pretty big. I'll get into my personal story now before we get into this mega event, which is kind of the deal. Apparently, we'll go back to the lore several years back. I was promoting online, making memes on X and Facebook, and I would post like many advertisements do. I would post like, if you enjoy Sharon Lee's, who's a Bane Books author, Sharon Lee's Liaden universe, which I'm a big fan of, you'll also enjoy The Stars Entwined, right? Because I think those are pretty simpatico in the way that those are designed. And so I'd do that, and I'd post, of course, my book cover and then her book cover, and it seemed to be a good way of marketing. And that's way a lot of people market. It's called, you give somebody something they're familiar with and say, that's it. Almost everybody on Amazon does this. Fans of John Scalzi's Old Man's War, J.N. Chaney's Starblade will enjoy this, right? And that way you can kind of know, oh, yeah, this is for me. I liken it to Star Trek at the beginning of this video, for example, right? That's how you'll know it's for you. It's a way of doing marketing that's tried and true all the time. Now, some people got in a tizzy fit online about it, saying, you're stealing Bane Books' covers. And it's like, you know what? This is not how it works. Like, this is called fair use because you're posting something on social media. And in fact, that's what a cover's meant to do. It's advertisement for a book. As you can see, I'm advertising Christopher Ruoccio's book on my Fandom Pulse blog right here. There's nothing wrong with that. And in fact, he's going to sell books because I did this. So hopefully he appreciates that. And so that got all the way up the chain at Baen Books, and apparently Tony Weisskopf, who's the editor-in-chief there, got very, very mad at me, hates me to this day. There's a standing order at Baen Books that employees there are not allowed to talk to me. It's very, very sad that they act like that. Always been a big Baen Books fan. And I was standing at a convention and selling books, and I was excited at the time because I knew I was selling pretty well. I was hoping to meet Tony Weisskopf at that convention and actually hang out with her, and be like, hey, I've got this book series, and I'd love to pitch my next one to you because it's going to be a seller, and it ended up being a #1 bestseller. Oops, on their part. But I wanted to get a meeting with her for that deal. So somebody came up to me at the time, and I didn't recognize the person at all, and said, hey, are you John Delarose? And I said, yeah, I'm Tony Weisskopf of Baen Books sent me. Now, this is pretty funny because I'm expecting at this point going, this is going to be a big thing for me. This person's bringing me to Tony Weisskopf. Like, this is amazing. And I'm about to get like a real book deal out of this because she's probably seen I'm a go-getter. I'm a hard marketer. I work really, really hard. That's probably what they want to bring up as the next level of talent for their company. And I'm thrilled. And instead, the guy goes, Tony would like you to cease and desist in your marketing efforts using Baen Books. And I'm like, whoa. And I'm like, yeah. And I got very, very frightened at that point, even though I've since learned again, it's ridiculous. And it's just somebody getting agitated because, of course, people were coming to her with, mean comments because they wanted to attack me. It happens a lot. And then she, overreacted to it. Well, I thought this was an intern telling me this at the time, and so I kind of disregarded the person because I'm like, I didn't know what to do. I'm trying to sell books at a table, and I'm like, and I've got friends standing there too, and I'm just like, and people looking at my books, and I'm like, wow, cool. People are looking at my books, and Baen's told me to cease and desist in my marketing efforts. That's funny. I was in a bit of a panic, and I kind of blew the person off, thinking that was just an intern. Well, that was Christopher Ruocchio, apparently. I found out many years later from somebody else, like, yeah, you kind of just like, you treated him kind of poorly. I'm like, oh crap. Well, and I explained it at the time. I was like, this is, I really thought I was going to get a meeting with Tony over like my books because I was doing so well. And I thought we were aligned, et cetera. And then I got this news foisted upon me while I'm trying to sell books. It was like, whoa, it was a crazy deal. And I didn't mean to poo-poo him or anything like that. I also had no idea who he was, which is pretty funny because you don't always see what an author looks like when you're reading books. Like that's what I always tell people. I have a big following here on YouTube, and people kind of know me as a personality or whatever. But a lot of people who read my books on Amazon, like, never have heard of me or anything like that. They just read my books, and you got to know that that's like that out there. It's very, very funny. But sorry about that, Christopher, if you do watch this. My bad. But anyway, over the years, I didn't know, he was even a pretty big author at that point. I think the first Sun Eater book had come out at that point, and it was getting some buzz. And now it's grown into this like monolith sort of thing that it's rivaling the big boys out there. And this is what drew my attention because they're holding like a gala for the final release of this book, and this is it right here in Raleigh, North Carolina, having this like giant gala, and then of course they've got dinner going on, they've got a Q&A, they've got a bunch of stuff, and probably a little bit of a reading, a talk about the future of the series and his career. Pretty cool stuff that's going on here, and then you're looking at this, and it's like, wow, so like a bar access pass, $25. Okay, cool. And then you get a +1. So this is event access, and you don't have a guaranteed seat or anything like that. But you do get the book, right, out of this as well. And then you get general admission and you get some food out of it. But look at these prices, like $120, $175, $325 for VIP access. And VIP access is already sold out. Oh, my gosh, fear of missing out. Wow, crazy. The +1's already sold out too. Jeez. I really want to go to this. Now I'm like, dang it. I'm actually in California, so there's like no freaking way that would happen. But this is I'm sitting here going, wow. But this is big enough, and this is an event big enough that VIP access sold out, +1 access sold out, bar pass access sold out, and so now there's only 209 slots left for all of this stuff. This is like rock star level. This is the type of thing that like you in the pricing here too. It's like you. This is the type of thing that you go to a Fleetwood Mac concert or something like that, and you have a meet and greet with like Stevie Nicks, and like this is the level that he's at. I had no idea this had gotten this big again. So even though back in the day I had no idea he was a successful author, now I have no idea. Now he's like, wow, rock star level author. And this is pretty cool. And I actually like that because this is, again, like I did some good news on David Weber yesterday. This is good news because this is a really solid series. This is very well written, very, very fun stuff. And he's a nice guy. And so this is something that is like really wonderful to see somebody coming up in culture and actually really making it like this. And yes, that's the story for today, guys. What do you think about this? Are you going to be? Is anybody in the North Carolina area? Am I selling this to anybody? Go for me. Let me know what's happening. Cover it for me. I appreciate it. Please hit the like and subscribe button, everybody, and check out my science fiction if you are interested in my thoughts on science fiction. You like my thoughts. You'll probably enjoy this. And if you like the Liaden universe by Sharon Lee of Baen Books, you're really going to enjoy this series. Oh, no, I'm going to get in trouble again. All right, see you guys soon.